Welcome to yet another video, another manual. I know you guys are craving for more action camera gimbals. There you go. You got the Inkee Falcon Plus. Today, it's a full guide for beginners. I hope it's gonna help. We're going to review this gimbal in the coming weekend, so hit the subscribe button now because we're going deep. We're going deep and check all the features of the gimbal with some parkour action. We're gonna start after the intro.
Let's go!
You just got your Inkee Falcon Plus, you don't know what you're doing, we do it together. And first of all, we're going to charge our gimbal. When you take it out of the box, you will have your tripod on one of the sections of the box and the gimbal on the other section. Simply, you put them together. First step. Then we're going to charge it. On the right hand side of your gimbal, you will have a USB-C port. There it is. In the box, we find also a USB to USB-C cable. This is your charging cable. And you want to connect your USB-C connection right inside the port and the USB into your adapter in your socket, also in a power bank if you have it. So let's see how it works. I connect it to the power bank. And as soon as I turn the power bank on, check these lights here. You have some blue lights. There you go. That tells you the levels of the battery, and that tells you actually that the battery is charging. Once you've got all the 4 lights lit up, that means the gimbal is fully charged. And we're going to remove the cable once that's done. In the next step, we're going to learn how to mount and balance the camera on the gimbal. And today we have a Gopro Hero 10. First of all, you want to take out the 2 little wings under your GoPro. Simples. Now we take the gimbal and try to understand how that works. So first of all, we open up one of the arms and you want to have this text here that says Inkee Falcon Plus. You want to read it upright. So you want to read it properly. There's no other ways actually to rotate the motors anyway. So that's what you want to do, like that. Same thing with this arm. You don't want it to have it above, but just as a pendulum, it needs to hang like that, okay? Now we take our GoPro. You will find at the bottom of the bottom arm, actually, this space is here. We're going to insert the GoPro inside the spaces. It's actually quite tricky. There. Now, again, in the box, you will find 2 different screws. A smaller one, which is a silver screw, or the bigger one with the black handle. I'm gonna take this one here, which is bigger. And we simply are going to screw the GoPro into the mount. So make sure the 2 holes of the wing of the GoPro and the actual mount are matching. And we just screw it in. Just keep going until it's nice and tight. As you hold the arms of the gimbal, try to have your GoPro face forward and straight as well, not down or up, because now we're going to balance it. As soon as I let go, you'll see the camera is not balanced on the gimbal, so it's just facing different directions. And the first axis we're going to balance is the tilt axis, which is that. Again, in the box, we will have 2 Allen keys, like so. We need the smaller one, okay? Grab the smaller one, and here on the side of the tilt axis of the tilt arm, we have a screw. We want to unscrew that with this Allen key. Okay, not too much. Now we want to move this arm, the tilt arm, higher. So we take the camera and the bottom plate and we simply slide it up. And we tilt the camera in an horizontal position. So when you find this balance, that should be more or less correct. Okay, you see, it holds it. I should be happy with it. Fingers crossed. What we're gonna do is to tighten up the screw on this side. And now we need to balance the roll axis, which is this one here at the back. So basically this arm on this side. You see, it's right heavy now. There's another screw behind the gimbal this time, which is right there. This one here, we're going to screw it again with the small Allen key. And we want to slide the camera to the left until it's balanced in the center. When it stays there, we're going to tighten it up again. And that's it. So we try to turn it on. To turn it on, we want to hold the rec button, which is the one with the red dot here in the front of the gimbal. We just press it and hold it. 1, 2. Did you hear the noise? So you will have a couple of beeps and the gimbal is ready to go. This is the correct position of the gimbal. Your camera should be facing forward and you should have the joystick towards yourself. Now what we can do is to go straight away into the app. What we want to do, of course, is to go into the App Store or the Play Store and find the app called Inkee Falcon or just Falcon. So we type Inkee Falcon Gimbal. It's the first one at the top. I click on it and I click on install. We're going to install it now. There you go. Now that we have the app on our mobile phone, what we want to do is to turn on the Bluetooth on your mobile phone, but also the location, the GPS. Make sure you do that, otherwise you will not be able to connect your gimbal. So click on location, we are done. Your gimbal is on. As we're going to connect it now, have a look at this first light here. Next to the blue light, there's a light which is off right now. It will be green as soon as we connect our device. We are going in the app Falcon and you will notice on the very top a text that says not connected to gimbal, and there's an icon with the plug. Click on that icon and it will appear a text saying connect to gimbal with the Bluetooth icon. Underneath the icon there will be the name of your Inkee Falcon. Click on that. Once you click, the Bluetooth is asking you to pair your gimbal to the app and you click on pair. A green tick will appear next to the name of the gimbal, which means it's connected. Completed, click on completed at the top left and now we are done. See, the light is now green, which means we are connected to the Bluetooth of our smartphone. We want to update the firmware. At the bottom of this page you will find the text firmware update. Just click on it. Check for updates. Click on that. No new version, so I have the latest version of the app. If you don't, click on update firmware and install it. Let's turn the gimbal off to update it and on again. Okay, now it's off. Let's turn it on. I'm still in the app. Go to control now, the second last, and we need to reconnect the gimbal. So click on connect. Click on the name of your gimbal. Connect it. We go to completed at the top left. Control again. And now look at this. However, I use the joystick here with my thumb. I'm actually controlling the gimbal. So I go down, the gimbal goes down, up, right, and left. Pretty cool. And now let's go to the modes of the gimbal. We have a button here that says M. These are the modes. We're gonna switch between the modes, all right? And also in the blue lights where when we charge the gimbal, we saw 4 different lights. You also have small text that says PF, HL, FPV and FL. These are all your modes. So the default mode is PF, which is pan follow. What does it mean? It means that if we hold the gimbal and we pan the gimbal from left to right, the camera will follow us from left to right. That's the panning, okay? To switch mode, of course, we press M, and the light here will move to the right to HL. So HL is a very free mode, so you can move your gimbal however you want to, and the camera will follow you, you see? But the camera will stay on the horizon, on the horizontal level. If we press it once more, we will go to FPV, which is very similar to the HL mode, but this time we don't have any restrictions in terms of the axis and the angle of the camera. See, the camera is going wherever I really want to. This is useful if you do sports, if you want to create some cool effects as such. Let's explore the other modes. Let's say our camera, the last time we used it, we left it facing down like this. To straighten it up in the default position, we double click the trigger in the front, simply 1, 2, and the gimbal goes back to the default position. Now, if you want to do some selfie vlogging, triple press this button, the trigger, 1, 2, 3. The gimbal will spin 180 towards your face. You're ready to talk to the camera now. To go back to the default position, double tap again, 1, 2. We are in PF mode, okay? Still the first mode. There's a couple of cool features and something I'm sure you want to know if we can film in portrait mode. Yeah, there is a turnaround. So go in PF mode, pen follow, and then we're going to place our gimbal horizontally like that. And the camera is facing forward, okay? What we want to do now is to double tap the M button on the gimbal. 1, 2. There you go. You are in portrait vertical mode now. And you can use the gimbal. There you go. The only thing is you need to use it horizontally. You can't really use it upright. But that's an option. Now there's something else you can do. If you double press the M button again and use the joystick, for example, to the right, you can create the vortex or inception mode. The camera will still be facing forward, but it will spin on a 360 degrees axis. And we simply rotate the gimbal up, press M once again to go to the PF mode, for example, or whatever mode you want. Now let's connect the GoPro to the gimbal itself. Let's turn the GoPro on. Well, you should know how to do that. Power button, left hand side, GoPro is on. Then we go in the GoPro, scroll down, scroll to the left, go to connections. Make sure the wireless connection is on. If it's off, just go here, click on, go to connect device and click on GoPro Quick App. We want to press the rec button very quickly 8 times in a row to set our gimbal in connecting mode. Have a look at the green light now. It's not a steady light, okay? It's blinking. Let's press it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See? It changed now, it's steady, and your device, your GoPro is now connected to the gimbal. If it doesn't, just do that again and it will work out. Now we are actually able to use the GoPro through the gimbal, but bear in mind that the rec button is not the one we want. On the left hand side of the gimbal, we have other 3 buttons. 2 are the modes button actually, to switch from camera to the video or time lapse, and the one in the middle is the rec button. When we press the rec button, automatically we will switch to the video mode if we are in photo mode. Have a look at my GoPro. It will start recording, and if I click it again, GoPro stopped. But now let's go to the photo icon with the button at the top with the photo camera icon. Click on it and we will switch the GoPro to the photo mode. If we press it again, we will actually take a photo. The button at the bottom is the time lapse. So if we press it, we're gonna go in the time lapse mode on the GoPro. And that's it, very easy. Now, if everything works, if the gimbal is connected to the app, We can control also the GoPro through the gimbal, so we have everything in one device. We go to control. You see, I can control the gimbal. If I click on the icons here, I just switch my GoPro to photo mode. If I press on video, I will go to video mode. There you go. If I click on OK, that's when I start recording. And if I click it again, I will stop recording on the GoPro. Bear in mind that all the options and the modes I just showed you on the gimbal itself can be activated through the app. So we are in the main menu, we go to control, and the very top icons are related to the modes of the gimbal. You will see PF, HL, and so on, exactly like on the gimbal. Great, everything works. Have fun. There is an extra cool feature on this gimbal, which is that we can charge our GoPro through the gimbal through a USB-C to USB-C cable. Bear in mind, the cable doesn't come with the gimbal, unfortunately. So that's something to think about, Inkee, next time, just to supply us with one of these cables. This is actually from a different gimbal, but this is how it works. On the side of the GoPro, you will have the USB-C connection to charge your GoPro, download your files. So that's where we're going to connect the first extremity of the cable right there. The second one, the second USB-C, goes in the charging connection of the gimbal. Let's plug it in. We need to click 5 times the rec button on the gimbal to activate this option to charge the camera from the gimbal. Right, let's go and have a look at the icon of the battery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The camera is now charging through the Falcon Plus. If you want to turn off this option, again, you press 5 times the rec button on the gimbal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's off. And that's it for this manual for the Inkee Falcon Plus. If you have any question, drop it in the comment tabs. I try to reply. I hope I know the answer. Otherwise, I would advise to get in touch with Inkee. It's a very friendly team that will help you out without any problem and concern. So I thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button again because you don't want to miss the full review of the gimbal. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. God bless you. Thanks for watching.